Fire. Fire, fire.
Chat, I saw this statistic. This is crazy stuff. Let's read the original tweet. This is from the UN for Women, the United Nations Agency for Women's Rights, and they say any job is a woman's job. Any woman's job is a woman's job. Blah, 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 blah. We'll keep repeating it. The International Workers' Day and every day. Can I just say how much it pisses me off when people do this shit? It always feels like engagement farming. But anyway, some dude or girl, I don't know, reposted this and said, start doing these jobs then. And it's a statistical breakdown. And it says, top 20 most dangerous U.S. occupation, U.S. occupations and percent male 2015. Rank 1. This is rank 1 most dangerous. Logging workers. And then they have a fatality injury rate per 100,000 workers. And then how much the percentages in males. My God. Fishing workers, aircraft pilots, roofers. Yeah, because if you fall off a roof, you're gonna get hurt. Refuse collectors, so your garbage man is actually getting hurt a lot, and I can actually see that. You could fall off the truck, you could clamp your hand in the machinery. Iron and steel workers, truck drivers, farmers and ranchers. Yeah, because you're dealing with animals too. Yeah. Aircraft pilots, yeah, they might crash and stuff. Electrical power line workers. I'm actually surprised this one's this low. That's kind of surprising to me. Landscaping, lawn service, and groundskeeping. Yeah, you probably hurt your back a lot because you're bending down and having to like shovel and stuff. I can see that. Construction workers, yeah, that falls into the back breaking work stuff. Cement and concrete manufacturing, yeah, you're pouring stuff. Taxi drivers, long hours sitting down, that could lead to injury too. Maintenance and repairs workers, mining, support activities, miners, police and sheriff's patrol officers, and mining, oil and gas. So pretty much all labor jobs, except for a few where they're sitting on their butt and they have to sit on their butt to keep their job. Taxis being mugged and attacked a lot too. Yeah, that's a compounding factor too. Yeah, exactly. And again, it sucks that people like this are like, oh, we need more jobs. We need more jobs for women. Oh, women's jobs or males' jobs. We should have more women and male jobs. Okay, hold on. I am so sick of this performative bullshit where these like bored, miserable white women make retarded social media posts about some professions being completely male dominated, like, or say that women can do any job. Okay, but because what they're trying to imply to you is that there's a bias, more specifically an employment bias, and that the only reason women don't do these jobs is because men tell them that they can, which is not true. Nobody's stopping you from being a firefighter. No one is stopping you from being a construction worker and joining the force, or being a truck driver, or from doing any trade job for that matter. Like, the reason these jobs are 90%, 90+%, I would even argue, the vast majority of these statistics are 90% plus male, is because men are the ones who want to do these jobs. I know, mind-blowing. There is a bias. The women is biased enough that they don't want to do men's jobs. Well, I know, but like, get to my point. I think jobs, I know this might come as a fucking shock to you retards, not you chat, not you YouTuber commenters, I mean these retards, right? But men and women are in fact incredibly biologically different in their brains and in their bodies, and prefer vastly different things, especially when it comes to employment. That's why so many I'm having a brain fart. So many more teachers and nurses are women compared to like oil riggers or logging workers that are men, right? It makes sense. Like, there's no injustice being done here. Like, go ahead. Go and be a log worker if you're a female. Go ahead. Who's stopping you? Like, nobody's holding down women and telling them no, and then punching them in the face or punching them in the stomach. Like, no, you can't be a log worker, bitch. That's not happening. That's not how the world works. Sorry. If you want to go and do a labor job, they'll be like, okay, all right, here's your apron and here's your sweatpants. Go ahead. Like, they just never apply because, shocker, I know, women aren't particularly interested in doing hellish manual labor jobs. And I don't mean hellish as in, oh, well, all these men hate their jobs. I think a lot of people do love their jobs and they want to go out and work and do stuff. But, like, women don't particularly want to do outdoor labor jobs, as far as I've noticed. Except farming, surprisingly. What's this farming statistic? 79.1%? That's a pretty... No, wait, 76%. Yeah, I can see that. But again, it's still vast majority male, because you're outside in the heat or having to lug around animals and stuff like that. A lot of girls, they might even do the job and then they find out it's not for... Just in case anyone didn't know, this chart is why there's a wage gap. Retards intentionally misunderstand the term wage gap. I know you can't see my fingers, but I'm putting it in brackets. And they try to tell you that men will make more money than women when working the same job. That is complete bullshit. It's not even remotely true. The actual wage gap is gap on a national level, where when you combine the wages of every man and woman everywhere, men on average make more money. And the reason is right in front of you. Men are willing to work the dog shit, like the hard labor. They'll work in the blistering heat, 100% humidity where you can't breathe, dirty, exhausting, hellish manual labor where they get paid more an hour. The oil fields, the garbage men where you get stinky, you throw garbage all day. The loggers where you might look at this fatality, this fatal injury rate. The trees fall on them and they die. The fishers, they have a really high mortality rate too because they fall overboard. The truck drivers, the construction workers, they're breaking their backs. Most of the jobs on this list pay better than nursing or teaching. Like baseline. Like, I also think, like, I'm probably gonna get some heat for saying this. I'm gonna get some hate. But I'm happy that some of these jobs are worked majority by men. Now, hear me out. As I said earlier, men and women are biologically different. We have different strengths and weaknesses. Like, let me try and put this into terms I can explain. If a murderer is kicking down my door and trying to kill me, if my house catches on fire and I get trapped inside by some debris and I can't get up by myself, I hope that the police officers or firefighters coming to save me are men. Sorry, that's the objective truth. Does that mean that women in those roles couldn't save me? No, of course not. No, I'm not saying that at all. But my chances of survival are higher with men because they're physically stronger. Their reactions are faster. They're better at decision making in high stress situations. Their reaction times are like 1,000,000 times faster. Well, not 1,000,000, but like, you know what I mean. Like, it's statistically proven. Like, that's not misogynistic. Those are like biological facts. It's scientifically proven. Even when it doesn't come to like life-threatening situations, I don't understand why, when we as a society suddenly decided to ignore biology and pretend that men and women aren't different. Like loggers, fishers, and construction workers, and aircraft pilots, and oil riggers. These are heavy... Sorry, not aircraft pilots, but you know what I'm saying. Like, these are heavy manual labor jobs, and men are just vastly stronger, on average, than women. Now, does that mean that women should never work or be considered for these jobs? No, it doesn't. No, absolutely not. There are obviously always exceptions to the rule. Women who are just built different, they're bigger, they can carry their weight in these professions, they absolutely go ahead and join. That's why the percentage of men is 97% and not 100%. There are obviously big logging workers that are probably girls and they can lift logs and dodge trees falling down. Like, they obviously are suited for the job. But in general, these are male professions for a reason. We're biologically not the same, and that's okay, by the way. And no amount of coping and molding and seething on social media will change that. Like, no amount of this virtue signaling from these childless hags will make it true. Sorry. They exist, they're just rare. Yeah, and there's virtuosos. There's girls that play at a virtuoso level and playing piano at a virtuosic level. But men are still, on average, there's more male virtuosos in musicians than girls. It just is. Sorry. No, Alana, you bigot. All jobs should be exactly 50-50. Yep. I don't know, man. Not very woke of you, yep. They don't want to change the male-female dynamic, they just want to scream at you for political gain, monetary profit. Well, it just validates stupid people on Twitter. Again, it's just sad. I think it's so unfair. And again, I can't help but think how people propagate the whole, again, I'm one of those people that will disagree with you on the wage gap bullshit. It's women also, when this wage gap thing started, I looked into it because I was a kid and I was like, damn, do women really not get paid as much as men? I looked into it. Some of the fucking statistics are because women take pregnancy leave or they don't even work as many hours as guys do. This is from personal experience. When I worked a 9-to-5 job, on average, I would see a lot of girls calling out. They would just straight up not show up to work, and some of them, sometimes I remember there was girls that would lose their job because they just didn't work enough. Again, I'm not trying to shame him. Like, maybe there's something going on. Maybe they had to go take care of their child, and their husband is like working the job that pays more, so they throw that job into the shitter and go and take care of the kid and risk losing their job. Again, it's all dependent. I'm not shaming people for that, but like at the same time, maybe it's because they don't fucking take into account that these girls just don't do enough work. Sounds really sexist of your ex-workplace? Yeah, I guess so. Straight yapping at the job, haven't finished their work? Yes. I'm sorry. Again, anecdotal evidence on my part. I remember there was a lot of girls that just fucking yapped. Just yapparella over here. You just be standing there and they're just fucking yapping. You don't want to be rude, but again, it's not important. I'm getting off into the weeds with personal anecdotes. So I saw some quote retweets as well of this. Here we go. So, males love taking credit for the work done by a very small population of males, but hate taking responsibility for crime rates and everything wrong with the world, such as rape, murder, pedophilia, gun violence, genocide, oppression, slavery, and the world hunger. And then they post this meme. Wants to be seen as equal to men, refuses to commit 80% of all violent crimes. Okay. I recognize this account. I didn't even realize this. Wait, I recognize this account. I think I've mocked her on stream before. I swear I have. It looks familiar. Why is male censored? Because they hate men that much. That's why. That is crazy. Oh my god, wait, it's all coming back to me. Wait. This is that retarded feminist from Canada that thinks the world would be a better place if women were in every position of power. I remember reading that. This is not a rage bait account, by the way. Just before people are like, oh no, she's rage baiting. No, this is actually what she thinks. Her entire Twitter presence, I remember scrolling through all of it. It's all just misrepresenting facts or being like intellectually dishonest to like justify her hatred of men. Like some guy probably hurt her and now she like hates all men. Like it's literally just a mentally ill misandrist that posts non-stop all day every day. By the way, 26.9 thousand posts in 2 years. Like she unironically uses Twitter as a therapist. 26,900 tweets. I'm gonna Google it. Actually, ChatGPT. Let's do it. Let's do it. If I post 26,900 tweets on my account and I've had it since January 2024, what is the average tweet amount? I know I phrased that poorly, but the computer knows. Grok, do the math. Yeah, do the math real quick. The unemployed? No, truly. 1,630 tweets per month. How much per day? I know I could do math and divide it by 30, but I'm gonna be lazy. 55 tweets a day! Bro! Bro, I have barely 10,000 and I'm a streamer and I make go live posts. That's chronically online. That is terminally online. I think I could excuse that maybe if you make content on like YouTube or whatever the fuck, or Twitch. I can excuse it sometimes because it's your content and you engage with people, but 55 tweets a day is insane. Like you're actually just like ranting 24/7 at that point. Professional tweeter. Anyway, I went off in the weeds again. First of all, nobody's taking credit for hard manual labor jobs. Like, again, it's just like the most retarded, illogical line of thinking. It's so intellectually dishonest. Like, people are just pointing out that men are overwhelmingly so bad. They're overwhelmingly they do the manual labor jobs and they do the professions that are clearly dangerous. That's all I'm saying. Like that has it has nothing to do with rape, murder, and gun violence. Like these women are so mentally ill and so fatherless that like literally every single issue is a broad brush issue that they paint with everybody. Like if somebody gets murdered by a man on the opposite side of the world, all men are bad. All men are collectively in the entire world need to bear the responsibility. So emotional and weird. It's the most nonsensical, emotional retard logic, and it only makes sense if you're a misandrist. And you hate men with a passion. I wonder who's keeping the bad males in check. All female police force? No, because if you look at police forces, it's 86%. And unemployed. Yes, very unemployed take. Massive day for the unemployed. Yeah, it's fucking pathetic. Wow, really? Yep, no weighing right now. Criminally stupid. I can't imagine being this dumb. And then here's another one. This might be... This must be crazy stuff. Because it attracted a bunch of people that just have really, really fucking dumb takes. And obviously we're gonna farm them, but look at this. Men die in the workplace by an overwhelmingly large margin, but no one ever wants equality in these jobs. So, I know. And in my opinion, as they shouldn't. They shouldn't want equality in these professions. I know, hear me out. This is the way it's always been. And I don't think men will be offended if I say this. Men are supposed to work the dangerous, hard, heavy manual labor jobs. I'd even go so far as to say men don't want women to work dangerous jobs. Like, remember when we talked the other day? I think maybe it was like last week. We talked about this the other day, about how women have to go through hell to bear children, being pregnant, being sick, feeling really, really bad, horrible back pain, just pain all over your body, and actual childbirth, which can and historically did kill them fairly often before modern medicine caught up, right? Like, I actually think this is the other side of that coin for men. Men do these hard manual labor jobs that are often extremely dangerous and can get them killed. And for the exact same reason, it's a labor of love. Like, you are doing this for a man, you're giving birth to their child, and then that man goes out, hypothetically speaking, and goes out and breaks his literal back for you. And I think that's beautiful. I don't mean that in like a, oh my god, it's a competition. I hate it when people do that, right? It's both a labor of love and for different reasons. The way things were literally for literally all of human history is for men to go out and face the danger, face the saber-toothed tiger, go fight the mammoth that might kill them, to provide for their wife and child at home who loves them and gives them a reason to get out of the bed every morning. I think that is the natural order of things. This is why women have wider childbearing hips biologically. They're more empathetic psychologically in their brain, while men are physically stronger, have bigger muscles, and can face danger more easily than a woman. Like, I feel like I'm saying the most obvious shit. It's really not rocket science. This isn't hard to figure out. But unfortunately, fatherless whores with OnlyFans accounts and incels who never go outside have casted a shadow on what used to be common knowledge by fighting on social media for so long, for the last like 10, 15 years, for so long, so that the only opinions you ever see are the fucking extremes that make no logical sense. More empathetic proceeds to kill their own offspring. I'm not gonna get into the whole abortion topic, but my point is that that's how it should be. I'm not saying that this is the world we live in right now. I just think that we need to go back. We need to go back to how people used to treat each other with empathy and understanding. And it's not a competition who suffers the most. Oh, I'm giving up my body to birth you a child. Yes, and then the man goes out and breaks his back and has back problems at age 40. It's crazy. It's sad. The suffering Olympics is tiring? Yes, exactly. Every time Alana is paced, a hack gets a septum piercing. And you know what's sad? I know you're joking, but I don't want that. I want all girls to at least have some sort of, I don't know. I don't want the world to be like this. Like, I know people like joke and say like, oh, Alana, you're so based. I wish I could meet you, or like I could find a girl like this. I'm like, I do too. I want you to meet a girl who can think rationally and not buy into this stupid propaganda of like how all men are bad. Like, I've had bad experiences with men too. I don't talk about them on stream because it's not relevant. I still don't think that all men are bad. I don't. That's just not how I function. Maybe because I had a good father figure. I'm just saying, I had a good father figure, and I don't relay those feelings because I'm like, oh well, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not that bad. You know, like, you had a good father figure, Alana. A lot of people don't even try to get to know each other. Yes, exactly. Not all men are bad, not all women are bad. Yeah, I know. And then people will say, oh, Alana, you're such a grifter. I'm like, well, I don't actually think women are bad. I just think a lot of women are dumb and stupid and they're getting coerced into saying dumb shit by the herd mentality that women are biologically and psychologically programmed to do because of thousands and thousands of years of evolution. But that's besides the point. Did you see the trying to change the definition of septum piercing theory on Urban Dictionary? No! Really? What are they changing it to, I wonder? Okay. I wonder what they're gonna change it to. It's like, oh no, it's not a septum theory. No. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay. Here we go. I found it. So this profile picture of a lady. Pro-woman and anti-male. Okay, no blue check mark. Again, chat. Let's read this. If males weren't so hostile or rapey, more women would do these jobs. The danger doesn't come from work. It's the male-dominated environment. Okay. Let's think about this for a minute. Okay, I thought about it. Holy fucking shit, this is so criminally low IQ. This is so... I can't even imagine being this stupid, this dumb, and so dishonest. Like, you're trying to tell me that logging workers don't get injured because logging is dangerous and unpredictable and trees can literally fall on you and kill you and hurt you. But because men are violent and hostile? I beg your pardon. What? Like fishing workers, like on Deadliest Catch, the really popular TV show that they showed everywhere, who fall overboard and sometimes get killed or get concussed by like a giant wave in stormy weather, or they get their hands stuck in machinery or in cages, or when they get accidentally hooked by something sharp and get their skin ripped off. None of those things happen because the job is inherently dangerous. It's because men are violent, chat. That's what they're trying to get at. Like, I want you to... I can't even fathom, like, just even... I can't even stoop to that level of stupidity. Like, I want you, all of you, to remember that this woman votes. And her vote counts as much as yours. And no, this isn't rage bait. Before you say anything, no, this isn't rage bait. She has Radfem in her name, has no blue check mark. Like, this is unironically just another mentally ill, fatherless misandrist that vents her trauma on Twitter. It's pathetic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Anti-male. And again, if you just look... Okay, maybe they don't post as much, but again, it's not rage bait. It's not from a rage bait, you know, ass country. It's not an account based in Nigeria or Southeast Asia with a blue check mark where they're farming engagements. This is a real human being. I know. In it for the love of the game. Yeah, they don't get paid to say dumb shit. They just say it from with their chest. Okay. If the men working in these places had the chance to be in an office with an AC and a nice package which would pay off their needs and expenses, they would not do it as well. Get educated and get degrees, be worthy, and you will be free of that labor as well. Simple. Listen, I think she probably means well by this post. I don't think this actually comes across as that snarky and condescending. Like, I'm not gonna be as visceral as I normally would with like some of these other posts, right? I'm gonna operate in good faith and assume she means this in a nice way of like, oh, well, if you don't want to work a labor job and break your back, then you should get a degree. So I'm gonna try and say this nicely. I'll try and be as nice as I can. It is not everyone's dream to get a degree that they pay $60,000 to $80,000, maybe even more. They get into debt and then work in an office for someone else. Like, is the AC nice? Yeah, sure. Sitting down and all day comfy? Yeah, sure. But some dudes, they just don't want to do that. They unironically just want to do these jobs because they like being outdoors. They want to feel stimulated, and they don't want to work in a cubicle, and they want to have big muscles and use those big muscles. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade at labor workers. It's not a grunt job. You do it maybe because you really like it. And mind you, every year too, I have to just preface this. Every year, college degrees become more and more worthless. Like 50 years ago, having a degree was like a sign of being amongst the elite, or you're exceptionally educated. Like, everyone for the last 30 years has been psyoped, including me, by the way, by my parents, and my parents as well. They got psyoped too. They got psyoped into believing that if you didn't go to college, you'd be a bum working at McDonald's until you die, or cleaning toilets until you die. That's what my parents literally would say. And now that I realize that they're being fucking stupid, I was like, no, I shouldn't have listened to them. But I didn't know. I was a kid, obviously. So now, so many people have gone to college, and so many people have degrees that nobody fucking cares anymore. You're gonna pay 6 figures. If you're lucky, it's only 2 figures. 5 figures. 6 figures for a piece of paper that employers often just like throw in the trash and the garbage because they prefer like and value actual experience when they're hiring. Like, some people don't want that life. They just want to go cut down trees and turn big rocks into little rocks, or pump oil out of the ground. China has a crisis with overqualified workers because the economy doesn't need that many people with degrees. I know, and I think that's just like a big, massive fucking psyop. But like many others, we should accept our differences between the two sexes and make fun of each other, but we respect and embrace differences because we have psychology. I agree with the sad world we live in. The gratuitous hatred honestly makes my blood sour, and sad makes me feel quite despondent. Mentally, it's a tightrope that will one day snap back. Sorry for my poor English. No, I understand what you're saying. That's what I advocate for. I want people to realize that there's nothing wrong with being a girl, that you might not be as strong as a guy, physically speaking. Like, you're not gonna be as good as a guy. Like, on average, statistically, there are girls out there that can be as strong as the average male, but sorry, biology doesn't work in your favor when you're when you're born to this body, bro. I'm just a girl. Brock Lesnar's daughter, for one, she's a tank, and I hope she goes into doing what he used to do, because she's actually massively built for it. I don't want her to go out there and like pick flowers or something. Do with your awesome body that your dad gave you, by the way. Like, there's dudes out there that would kill for your physiology. I mean, of course, if she doesn't want to do that, I don't blame her, but I think, you know, it to a certain extent, it's like you kind of should just do what your body's telling you to do. To be fair, she's a genetic freak. She doesn't lose muscle mass genetically. Yeah, but you can say that about anybody. I'll move on after I say this, but I think that a lot of people don't understand that we do not look like we did 100 years ago, and we are genetic freaks in a way to people that used to exist 100 years ago. I think people have more muscle mass. I think people are, on average, I'm pretty sure they're taller, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I don't think, like, honestly, I think it's just a matter of genetics. We're breeding because we eat more. Yes, exactly. That's actually a really good point. We have more resources, we eat more, so therefore people can get bigger, and that's how genetics get pulled out. Yeah. I don't think she's a freak. I think she's just built different. Lesnar's are like the next step in human evolution? Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I saw this and then I just went on a big old deep dive. I want to take you out. Hope you guys have fun.
Oh yeah.